Everyone made fun of me. I was teased every day. I felt like no one liked me. But now, I feel like I belong. I feel more confident. I'm Tietgen. Bullied, but not broken.
My name is Tietgen. I'm with Bullied but Not Broken, and I'm here with AnnMaria De Mars, and she is a...
I'm the first American to win the World Judo Championships. Like this! Ah! See that coming, did you?
No. That's what Ronda told me. Ronda told me that you...
Used to attack her?
Used to attack her.
She liked it.
She's good at it now, so that helped her. So, why'd you pick judo over, like, all the other sports and kind of...
Well, when I was a kid, Title IX hadn't passed yet. Title IX is the law that required that anybody that gets federal funding had to not discriminate. So girls didn't have very many sports to pick from. And I was a short, fat little kid, and my mom one day said, you cannot sit in your room and eat all the time and read books. And I had really thick glasses like this. I have like nuclear strength contacts now. So she said, you're going to do a sport. And she took me to the Y, she pushed me out. And they said, you can do swimming, which if you're a short, fat little girl, you want to put on a swimsuit because people make comments about whales and stuff. Or you could do track, which if you're a short, fat little girl, you don't run very fast. Or you could do judo. Because the judo coach had a sister who was black belt. And so I did judo, and I was really short, so nobody could get under me, and I was really fat, so nobody could push me over, and it was great, and I was good at it right away. So I just kind of fell into it.
Good.
No pun intended.
No pun intended, but good question. Have you ever been bullied yourself?
I am not sure I'm the best role model for that, because the truth is, people try. I mean, the whole mean girl thing, and when I was in school, my family had very little money, and we had schools closed from Goodwill, and so we didn't have the stuff the other kids had, and I remember the girls, the thing was to have all these ribbons in your hair, and we didn't have money for that, and one day, one of the girls was like making fun of me and said something about it, so I reached up and I yanked all those ribbons out of her hair, and then they didn't bully me anymore. So that's probably not the best way to handle it, because I got kicked out of school, but I think now, like when people say stupid stuff, and a lot of people say a lot of stupid stuff to me, it doesn't matter. You know what? Because all those people that were mean to me when I was young, they're living in, Boonville, Iowa. Sorry if you're in Boonville, Iowa. But, I have this great, amazing life, and they have what's coming to them because tomorrow morning they have to wake up and be them and be a complete jerk. So, yeah, when I was younger and people tried to bully me, I pretty much just punched them, which is probably not the best tactic. And now, once I got older, like probably high school or college, and people said stuff like that, I just thought, you're an idiot. I would not waste any of my brain cells on you. And I was right, because you look at those people, and see, that's the advantage of being old. Maybe this is a really long-winded answer. But the advantage of being old is you look back and you see people who are like the coolest things in school. And no one cares. You go to college, no one cares who was the coolest kid at, Montville High School or whatever. So, yeah, after all, I just realized, you're an idiot, and I'm not. And, yeah, if you touch me, you will be sorry.
So, any advice for kids who are being bullied, and if they're suicidal, and if they're having depressed or having a hard time, do you have any advice for them to?
I actually really do have some advice that's hard to follow, but really good for people who are depressed. And that is, you need to get out. And it's really hard because when people are depressed, they don't want to get out. They want to stay home and feel that there's a lot proven that if you do get out, you will feel better. That no matter how tough it is, and I've had close family members who are depressed, and no matter how tough you need to get out. You go out and you run, or you go out and, judo is great because you need to do it with another person. Mm-hmm. So I would say, first of all, just get out, go do something, whether it's band camp or something, there'll be another kid out there that likes you. And maybe it won't be the first kid, maybe it won't be the second kid, but here's the wonderful thing, the world's full of people. So I would say get out, do stuff, and find somebody. Tom Peters, who's a really great management consultant, says find a fellow freak far away. In other words, find somebody else who's like you. And the great thing is now we have the internet. You know, I mean, obviously you want your parents to kind of monitor it, but you can go on some bulletin board, you can find somebody who's like you. And my little wonderful Julia, who just turned 18, she was talking about going to high school. And she said, you know, if you're in a high school, you can always find 2 or 3 people that want to study. And go with those 2 or 3 people. And if you can't find them, then just be that person for your own self.
What makes you such a strong woman? Like, is it because of your sport? Is it because of how you discipline your kids, or what?
I think everybody gets strong bit by bit. Like Julia's got soccer season coming up, and she said something about it. People often say, oh, you know, whether you're looking at Ronda or you're looking at somebody in TV, oh, they're so amazing. Nobody wakes up amazing, you know, it's a little bit and a little bit. Like if you looked and added up, and I got a PhD and won a World Championship and founded a company, 7 generation games, you know. But if you add up, it looks amazing. Especially, I read your Wikipedia entry, but it just looks like Thursday. You get up and you do a little bit every day, and if all you can do is go up and do 10 sit-ups, you do that, and tomorrow you do 11.
Tell me about 7 generation games. What is it? I personally haven't heard of it. So what does it do? What is it? Does it help kids? Does it...
Did you ever play a game like Super Mario Brothers or Dragon Ball? Well, what if you played that and by the time you finished it, you were ready for algebra? That's what we do. So people say, oh, you know, you never use math, or I don't see how this, and a lot of games are like, what's 7 times 8? Shoot the number. Well, I've been doing math my whole life, right? I was an engineer and then a statistician, and now I write software. No one ever comes to my office and goes, quick, what's 7 times 8? And then runs out. You know, it's that you get asked a question like, there's 20 people sick, and each of them needs 4 of this herb to make medicine. How many do you bring back? And if you get the right number, then everybody's, well, yay. And if you get the wrong number, then they all puke because they're still sick. So, yeah, that's what I do, because you only get one life, you know. My late husband passed away when he was younger than I am now, and the world's full of brilliant people who are trying to make as much money as they possibly can to buy a bunch of crap they don't need, or plus a bunch of people who are jerks. And I decided instead I would try and make something that could make life better for a bunch of kids. That it's a lot more fun to play a video game, and if it also is very successful in teaching you math and English and social studies, then that would be cool. So that's what I do.
Give me your best parenting advice on, like, if they have a kid who's depressed or suicidal or getting bullied. Like, as a parent, if Rhonda is my age now and she's getting bullied and she's depressed and she's suicidal, what would you do?
I think the best advice I have is you always want to think, are you doing this for yourself or for your kid? And whatever it is you're doing, if you can honestly say, I'm doing it for my kid, then you're not going to go wrong. I mean, you might make some mistakes, but overall, you're going to be okay. And with kids who are bullied, I think sometimes parents don't want to step in, and they say, oh, kids will be kids. That's bullshit. We make kids do stuff all the time that is not natural. We make them sit in little lines and desks. In my judo class, nobody bullies anybody, because I don't tolerate it. If I see you make fun of somebody, I will haul you over and say, right now, cut that out. We don't act like that here. You know, this is a judo team, and that person's part of your team. So I think teachers who tolerate should be ashamed of themselves. And I think adults should have no qualms, and I don't care. You know, Rhonda had, in her book, you know, some kid grabbed her one time at school and pushed her, and Rhonda hit her back, and they were gonna kick her out of school. They said, well, we have a strict no violence policy. I said, I have a strict don't be an asshole to my kid policy. So I think as a parent, yeah, stand up for him. If people don't like it, so.
That's really good advice. I almost got in trouble for something that I did not do. Like someone punching me in the face and they really mean. Because I thought I intended to make him punch me in the face. But no, he just was in a bad mood that day. Just wanted to hit someone, so. What do you gotta do? Alright, what is it like being the mom of Ronda Rousey, who's a UFC fighter, who's a big champion at it, and what is it like being by her side? Are you proud? Are you so happy of her, like, being good at what you taught her? Or what's up?
I love all my kids. I mean, people say, what's it like being Rhonda's mom? It's like somebody asked Carrie Fisher, what's it like having famous parents? She's like, what, like on Tuesdays and Thursdays when I have non-famous parents, Mary and Joe Ordinary? So, she's always been a good judo player. I have always worried about her a great deal because I think it is harder for a kid to be very successful, whether it's in sports or in the entertainment industry. I mean, we live near Hollywood and you see all these people who are getting popped for DUIs and, getting in trouble for just all sorts of things. They're in and out of rehab. And they can't all have had bad parenting. It's a very toxic system where everybody says everything you do is okay. And I'm always the meanie that say, no, you can't do that. You're not going to that party. You can't do that. But, she comes over and it's like Rhonda. My grandkids run and jump on her. And I remember when she came home from Athens and her and Jennifer both have cats, and they take turns changing the cat litter. And Rhonda had won a medal in Athens, or I guess it was, maybe it was Beijing. Anyway, she came home and she'd won a bunch of stuff, and Jennifer is sitting on the couch and she looks up and she says, I don't care what you won or where you been, it is so your turn to change the cat litter. So, yeah, she's another kid I love very much, and if she never fights again and goes bankrupt, I told her she's really, really good with games. I mean, she helps in the game design. And I said, hey, your fallback plan is you can come live in our house by the beach and develop games. And now she's making a lot of money, so she says, hey, Mom, if the games don't work out, your fallback plan is you can live in my house by the beach and not do anything.
Yeah. So it's basically you just having an ordinary daughter that you love. And if she didn't do that, you would still love her.
Of course.
Good answer. I would say that if I had a kid. So that's all the questions I have. You have very good answers. I mean, you're a lot older than me, but you have very good answers.
I'm smarter than I look. I told my kids I want that on my tombstone. Smarter than she looked.
Smarter than she looks, and she's smarter a lot than the kids.
My name is AnnMaria De Mars, and I support Bullied but Not Broken.